You got to bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. You gotta let it drop. We live. There you go.
Merch. I can't even do it with my hand.
Showing the merch. Showing the merch.
I can't even do it with my hand.
Seen red flags when you knew you shouldn't have fed them. If you let them. If they all about jacking, then you might have to dead them. Yup. Research and vet them. After you set them, then you know you can get them. If you let them. If they ain't about business, then you might have to tell them.
All right. Cut it off. Let's go, baby. We live. Nobody's here yet, but we're gonna keep going. We switched the time up on them, man. What's going on, brother?
Not much, man.
Let me introduce the show. Welcome to the HUSL Live show. I am your host, the deacon, DeTravius Bethea. I got the bishop, Charlie Bingham, aka Charlie Bingham.
Where my towel?
Yeah, where your towel at? And this is the Donald Trump is the GOAT. We're gonna go in on fire. We're gonna go on early because I know we on a limited time. Well, we always on a limited time schedule, but we earlier than today than we normally would be. And let's start with the sponsors. Who you got sponsoring? I got his sponsors going across. Look at the bottom, yo. Look at the bottom. I got the chart sponsored by Charlie Bingham, Junior.com.
All right.
Yeah, we got the sponsors up. Show them the book.
We got a new book this week. For all you bad baby kids, all of the nieces and nephews that you know, go to www.thelittlebrownbiblestorybook.com. This week's is sponsored by Stepping Into Good Manners. Teach your kids some good manners, and it's us. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Who wrote that one?
My mother, by Vicky Bingham. Put your whole family on. We'll talk about that too.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that later, brother. We're gonna talk about
my kids right there.
Them your kids. That's what's up, yeah. So you gotta send me the sponsorship. Yeah, when you change the sponsorship, you gotta send it to me before the show, bro.
My bad, brother. It's still sponsored by the death of Mr. Good Game. We just cross marketing around this thing.
Yeah,
and pimp. You know, we got look. Get your t-shirts and merch.
We got the
Jesse influencing my people. I can't do it because I got a bad right hand that's in the cast, but I put the comment in the box. We Gucci.
Cool. All right, man. How you doing, man? How's everything going, man?
I'm blessed. Other than this hand, my Bucks won last night. I'm going to Game 3 in Atlanta tomorrow in my Bucks jersey to show out because we put a drubbing on them. Life is good, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, yo. I was hoping the Bucks would lose only so I could get at you on
I know it was a lot of people like that. Don't worry, you ain't alone.
Yeah, I was like, I hope these jokers lose, man. And I don't even like rooting for light-skinned people, but I was like, yo, come on, Trae Young.
I ain't mad at you. I understand. Look, if the Bucks wasn't in it, I'd be rooting for Trae Young too. You on mute, brother. Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah, you can hear me. Yeah, you know what? I realized that I gotta use another browser when I'm doing this because I don't see the pictures of the comments, but it is what it is. But what's going on, man? Outside of that, so the episode was called Donald Trump is the GOAT, man, and I'm gonna tell you why I labeled it because I had this idea before the Giuliani even came out, man. Yo, Trump is the only dude I could think of. Like he's really Teflon Don, bro.
Yeah.
So far. I mean,
that.
Huh?
What make you say that? Let's talk about it.
The dudes he hang with, the dudes and women, the males and females, the he's and she's and theys, because you gotta be politically correct. Everybody got their own. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the he, she, and they too one day. But yo, man, like, you seen how many people been convicted around him, man, and how many scandals they've been caught up in, and this dude is still walking the streets like nothing ain't happened, bro.
And still talking trash, yeah. And if you cross him, he will back somebody else. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, so I'm like, yo, how is this joker going about life as I mean, it don't from the outside looking in, it don't look like much has changed from him besides like having Secret Service to like all the stuff he's doing and all the stuff that the people around him done, and he's still walking around like a free man. Like what type of, I know you're a Hotep-ish, you Hotep adjacent. What type of conspiracy theory is y'all in the Hotep community is running with on this dude, yeah?
I don't think it's a conspiracy, man. It's just one of those axioms of life. It's in him, it ain't on him. The con man is in him. It ain't on him. Some of them was trying to play the role they wanted him to play. That is who he is. So he had the con from the start, a long time ago. So he ain't tripping. Like, con man always got a plan A, plan B, plan C. Looked like his plan that kept him smooth from getting in trouble was just simply, I'm the president, Jack. What you gonna do about it? Like, all of this happened while I was the president, the head gangster in charge. So yeah, I don't think it's a conspiracy. I just think we got to recognize, and even the Republican Party recognize, some of his staunchest defenders now, when they was running against him, you probably done seen the video like I have. I ain't seen it in a minute, but like Cruz and all of them, like this dude's a con. Like, you knew it from the beginning.
Yeah, man. I just also I'm calling him the GOAT because he also, because we came of age in the 90s, right? We kind of sort of was at the tail end of the 80s, came of age in the 90s. So we missed obviously like the 70s and 60s. He's the person that really let me know that like race. I mean, I knew racism was real, but I didn't know it was that real. You know what I'm saying?
It's ingrained, man.
Yeah, it's crazy that I had to get this age to really be like I said, I know it was real. I'm not gonna ever act like I didn't know what was going on, but I didn't know it was like half of America is rocking with this dude. You know what I mean? But
when you get older, the older people, the elders that they don't really change. They just get more ingrained in their ways and feel more comfortable to be who they are and say what it is that they want to say because they old and they feel like they done earned that right. Racism is the same way in America. They feel like they done earned the right now to say, no, we ain't going to learn about critical race theory. We don't want to know the truth. We good. We done made it this far in life being lied to, and we want our kids to be lied to so that they could be just as fine mentally as we are. That's kind of the mindset now, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah, man. I was also getting on people. I said, yo, being an Africana studies major, because I remember when I was an Africana, well, I wasn't really an official Africana study major until my last year, I think, of college. So I was like a political science major because I went to undergrad to become a lawyer, right? So, everybody says, do political science. That prepares you for the best. For law, I think that's some BS. I don't think nothing prepares you for law school, honestly. But you don't know, people just telling you that, and when you're the first in your family that's doing something, you trailblazer, you just taking all the advice in, and you don't know what's accurate, what's not accurate. But anyway, when I was telling people I was switching over to so I was a double major. I was political science and Africana studies, but I had to choose one my last year because I did the Henry Rucker Scholars Program, and it was a
I saw you shout out on the Henry Ruckers. Not many Black people have received that. Go ahead.
Not many Ruckers people. Period. Less than 1%, bro. We're less than 1%.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So and out of that less than 1% is less than 1% of Black. You know what I'm saying? So holla at me. Like I said, don't get it twisted because I don't got the interview voice. I'll run laps around you. But where was I going? Oh, so when I switched over,
people had told you, go ahead.
Yeah, when I switched over and I was like, I'm about to do people was like, what you could do with that? I'm like, yo, like one that I just love the courses, but it's like interdisciplinary subject matter, and it's like race, the critical race theory been ingrained in there. Like that's basically all we did for the whole, the whole major is that, you know what I'm saying, is you identifying how people are treated through the lens of Black people, and that, you know what I'm saying. But then I was like, now it's the hot thing on the street all these years later. But it is what it is, man. Hopefully we can come to a place where always say, like, if you can understand what happened to black people in America and what continues to happen to black people in America, like, you will be like way ahead of everybody. Like, you really understand like structurally what happened. You know what I'm saying? Because like these things are not new, man. It's nothing new out here, yo. It's all the same thing.
I agree. Couple comments. One, we should do a show on, you know, majors for law school. If you want.
Yo, why my comments not popping up, bro? I don't see them.
I don't see no comments. Nobody here yet.
Oh, okay. You just
yeah, we cool. You know, I'll monitor them. That part I do know how to do. But I think we should do a show on that because the
type of majors for law school, you said?
Yeah, and just education, period. We done kind of touched on education a little bit because, you know, I was told you don't want to do a third HBCU and all of that stuff. And I just had to, I'm glad I stepped out on faith because I was almost headed to a PWI. But a lot of that conventional wisdom is based in fear and people not knowing. Now that we got a couple of generations, if I was to advise somebody to go to law school that was trying to go to law school, what their major would be, it would either be like English or like I did mass communications. It just happened. Y'all know my story. I wanted to be a rapper, but that's going to teach you how to write to a broad audience, but not only how to write, how to speak, because it's mass communications. And a lot of times with lawyers, you know, those skill sets is going to come in very handy. I know they helped me, you know, when I was in law school. Like, I was used to writing stories, and so you got to have a lead, you got to have a catch, and all of those skills will help you. But we should talk about that later. Now that we at least we got one generation in law school, so for those that may actually want to follow in the footsteps, we can put that. The second point, you mentioned if you studied African Americans and their experience, I think the word that I would use is empathy. That's what you need. Like, I talked about this maybe a couple shows ago. All right, shout out to DeMar all the way from Jackson State. Yes, sir. I gotta catch up with you, brother. I saw Monica at a wedding and asked about you and the lovely wife and the little one. That's side note, y'all.
Yeah. Stay focused, man. Stay focused. We're gonna get to tomorrow.
I'm focused. What was I saying? I ain't focused.
You said you said you was one. We got the first generation of
empathy.
Yeah.
And so I put a comment, if you could put that up in the box, because this is the best way to summarize it. We had to talk to our general counsel, and I sit on this employee network group at Microsoft where we were you know, it was just a bunch of stuff going on, and he wanted to know what was what. And I think the best way to summarize it is, if you black in this country, you got a PhD in DNI issues, and you got a master's in emotional intelligence if you're gonna be safe, because you can't just snap on every.
So what is DNI? Because I don't know
diversity and inclusion issues.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because you got to understand everybody's history, because you taught it. First of all, our history is taught last. And then you got to have a master's in emotional intelligence, because you're going to deal with all kind of microaggressions, and you can't just snap on people, and you just can't say, I'm not going to deal with Huckabees. Huckabees are full of microaggressions and systemic racism. And if you just try to run off and change the system, you ain't going to make it. So you got to have some type of emotional intelligence. But the other people is like they kindergartners. They don't have no education in DNI issues or emotional intelligence. They could just come off and say what they want for the most part. And I know I'm generalizing, because there are some out there that know the stuff, but they have to go and get it. It's not
they say not all.
Yeah, not all. What's fed to us though is just crazy. Like, and I think we talked about this like a week ago on the last show. If you go watch that show on Netflix, the 14th Amendment, like, I didn't know that the Asians Asian American community was pimped to build the railroad lines. And then after they did all that hard work, it was like, y'all ain't American. We want y'all to go home. And they had massacres just like the African Americans. We built the commerce through slavery and cotton and all of our inventions that was taken by the masters.
Correction. We were the commerce.
We were the commerce. And after we got pimped, then it was like, go home or do something else. And we've seen the same thing happen to the Hispanic community. Like, but they don't teach that. So really the only lazy pimps is the ones, it's kind of like, we know, I don't know how to articulate it, but when you suspicious of somebody, it's probably because you done did some shady stuff in your background and you worried about that karma coming back to you. So you constantly accusing somebody else because you got a knowledge of the dirt that you do. You know how you
absolutely.
As to me, most ethnicities or groups of people is almost innocent to the savagery that we see from other groups. All right, let me see. I'm setting up there. Let me see what Kimberly got. Nobody's trying to teach. We got to teach our own kids critical race theory. Yep, they mislabeling. Shout out to my guy G.O.A.T. Howard. He's a Howard grad. Went to Howard Dental School same time we were there. He's like a elected official down here in Atlanta, and he sits on one of these educational board commissions or something. It's him and like two other African Americans, and they pushing, they the minority, they pushing, man. So I get a firsthand view because he'll come back and tell me, or I always see him on the news. But as Kimberly said, they pushing hard against this quote unquote critical race theory, which is nothing more than let's tell the facts. Those enslaved people were not indentured servants. It was not an internship. Like, you separating babies and kids and killing folks, like y'all tripping.
What's crazy that it was a while ago within the hustle community, because I think a lot of my engaged followers are hustle people, right? That comment, and it was this thing going on this year. You might have commented on this. It was years ago. You might have called me a Negro pin or coon or something, and I was saying like there needs to be more slave movies because it was like I don't want to see any more movies about the trauma, and I said it needs to be more slave movies because I don't think the drama. I think that is how people are going to. That's how it's going to be memorialized. People are not going to listen to books and read books and watch documentaries, right? So if I think it just has to be one, it has to be more stories being told, and it has to be more diverse stories being told. But there also has to be stories about. I understand that the people profiting off pain, and we're gonna talk about that, but because we got somebody that we talking about. I understand that concept, but there's also like what I like about what we're doing, and even like the book we're going to review is that like now I tell people all the time, like we could tell our own stories. We don't need the middleman is gone, bro. I mean, obviously the middleman is still there when you're dealing with YouTube and Facebook because we don't own these platforms, but for the most part, you could go straight to the consumer, and it's up to us. And the reason why I stopped like criticizing Tyler Perry in public, I'm like, I don't gotta watch. Like, if you want to say he a coon and all that, like, yo, people are watching this joint. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, regardless of who you quote unquote hate and all that, like, yo, we can control. Like, there's always programming going on, right? But there's no programming as you gotta watch what's on these TV networks. You know what I'm saying? Like I always say, like the what's going to separate people the most going forward is what you're doing with your 24, more so than any other time in history. Like it's always been that separated, but really, because like yo, we have all the access to all the education, all the people, the resources. Is how are you going to use your 24? If you want to spend your time looking at cat videos on YouTube versus you trying to learn Google marketing, that's going to be on you, bro. It's going to be some little boy, some little girl, some male, female, they out in Ecuador that's getting busy looking at these YouTube videos, figuring out how to do like Facebook marketing or something. While you out here, or cold, while you out here just chilling, looking at cat video, you know what I'm saying, or Instagram, or following, you know what I mean, whoever, I don't know who's the shade room or something like that. And I'm not saying don't do those things, What I'm saying, just be conscious of your time and recognize that we all got the same 24, bro. All of us.
I'm with you. Instead of looking at booties, look at follow Chris Johnson, the Wealth Squad. Learn how to trade stocks and do options and all of that stuff. And I think during this pandemic, we just saw it. Some people started businesses and got busy. Other people just was just consumers, yielding their power, like Vonnie did. Shout out to Lindsay. Like, yo, man, and when we start businesses, we gotta support one another.
Hold on, Beacon. Hold on. This is a great segue. Look at that Cash App going across. Where your towel at, brother? Where your towel at?
Let me drop the juice.
Hit that Cash App. What supporting means supporting is like, sharing, and reviewing, but supporting is also sending that money in. And I'm not saying you guys send us money. I mean, that would be cool. Or let me shout out my people that sent me money. Shout out to my sister, Shiki. She sent me a couple of dollars. She blessed the Cash App. Shout out to Ed. He's a supporter of the podcast, so I always got to shout him out. Who else sent me some money?
Our personal trainer.
Personal trainer. Shout out to Corey too. He blessed the Cash App too.
Yeah, and Candace.
And Candace. As I said, Candace. Yeah,
Candace is a kingdom investor. She going to heaven. Yeah, man.
But so let me do this real quick though. Before I know you're going somewhere with it. So support means paying price, right? So that's on the provider. That's on that's on the consumer, right? Like pay full price. Pay the price you would pay Polo for that. You know what I'm saying? Like if they price is they price, either you going to support it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like don't come in there expecting the discount. And from the service provider and the product provider side, we got to treat our customers with the same respect we're going to treat other white people too. You know what I'm saying? And I just think it's a reciprocal relationship, but we can't just go in there and expecting the discount or giving or on the opposite side of the service provider, the service provider. I mean, the service provider and the product provider be giving our people that's product that's not up to standard. Also, it's a reciprocal relationship. So I'm not blaming anybody, but I'm blaming everybody. Like we got to do better. And it's funny that they Carter G. Woodson talked about this in the Miseducation of the Negro. That joint was written in like 1935 or something. Like we got to do better. You know what I'm saying? We still having the same conversation. But go ahead. I'm about to close this door real quick because I'm getting loud. But go ahead.
Yeah. No. I'm just saying we got to support one another. And as you said, sometimes supporting is, oh, I know this person has a particular need. Oh, and I know another person who could fill this particular need in my community. Let me connect those. Sometimes we just being connectors is good enough. Like where I was headed was, look, Christmas time, don't go to Target buying your wrapping paper. Lindsay Crawford created a company with black Santas on the paper. Hit your peoples up. You know that little bad baby kid that you don't like, buy a book about manners, and slide it to the parent. Like, you know what? Let me give this to you as a gift, a birthday gift or something like that. We gotta do a better job. And I think, slowly but surely, our generation is getting there as we get a little bit older. I ain't gonna beat that dead horse down too much because we talk about that almost every week.
Yeah, we do. I mean, but I think it's repetition too. So we're not gonna beat it, but we are gonna beat it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's repetition.
Beat it.
Yeah, so it's like we gotta it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's group economics. Dr. Claude Anderson talked about it. Yep. And this is really just like recognizing, like as Vonnie Zen said, like just like we have power, man. Like we're not powerless. And that goes into like we're gonna get it. Matter of fact, let's just jump into Sean King, man.
All right, let's do it. And we didn't talk about this, y'all, either. I held my stuff. I know you was like,
we hold because I think since you Hotep adjacent or strictly you Hotep adjacent, Bishop. So I know you might be riding with him a little bit.
That's my crown for the new people. That's me putting on my Hotep crown.
So so I'm not gonna beat the guy up as a person, and it's gonna sound like it's gonna be hard, but for people that's smart enough, like I'm going to beat him up as a placeholder for an attitude, a placeholder for communication, a placeholder, because he ain't the only one that's doing this, but he's the most popular person out there, right? Personally, like I understand that we're quote unquote victims, but I don't identify with victimhood like that, bro. I'm sorry. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't sit on my social medias and just be posting black pain and when we being victims, you know what I mean? And I know there's a bag attached to that. That's just not what I'm into. And a part of it, like I said, he's not the only one. The Root does it, the Root.com or whatever they are, they do it. There's a couple of brands and outlets that's out there that just monetizing and getting getting the bag off black rage and pain. And I'm just not with it, man. And he is one of the loudest voices in the space. And like he just got caught up with Tamir's mom. And it's like, yo, dude, like you going on these platforms and talk about my son, you profit him off his death. And like a part of me don't think he has bad intentions. Put it like this. I think I wrote this in our text message before I sent it to you. Maybe I didn't. I didn't push send. I don't think he started off with bad intentions. But I think once he got that bag, once capitalism get involved and you start doing things for the bag, it seemed the bag driven, and you got somebody cutting your checks because he works for like the New York Post, New York something. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you got to continue that, man. And I'm just like, what I like about what we're doing, although we're not there yet, like we're not getting any crazy money, is like, yo, we're quote unquote independent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So we like can say what we want to say.
and we could pivot. You know what I'm saying? We could pivot. We can, all right, we're not talking about that no more. You know what I'm saying? Versus like him, like I said, it's not just him. It's that whole culture, like that he represents, and he's at the forefront. Is like, yo, bro, like you said, him and that culture. They also are doing good things too. So I'm not gonna paint the picture like it's all bad, but like, yo, stop profiting off pain like that, man.
Tell the people, because it was news to me. He sent me the text message this morning, and I was like, "Bet we could talk about it." Tell the people what made you ask Shaun King. You kind of mentioned that, that he talked to Tamir Rice's mom said something, but go into a little bit more detail before I give my take.
So Shaun King has been he's been like a figure that I've had a love/hate relationship period for years now. So it's like I do think he has or he used to have good intentions. But I wasn't necessarily rocking with his methods. So going back to like because I mean we went back, he responded to me on Bernie and something like that, and I was like, yo, Shaun King never unplugs or something like that, he need to take a day off, and he responded like, I take no days off or whatever he responded to me, right? And it just like a part of me feels like, and I don't know what to do, a part of me feels like he's trolling, you know what I'm saying?
And you would know a good troll.
Hold on, what you
For them, those that don't know, when DeTravius want to get his troll on, he know how to troll. All right, I'm gonna go into it. So, along with what you sent me a New York Post article where Tamir Rice's mom was like, basically he profited. Why did he have to tell people? I guess he put on his Instagram that he had a conversation with Tamir Rice's mom, because Tamir Rice been dragging a lot of these kind of civil rights people, saying they're after the bag or whatever and profiting off her son's death and fundraising. And what I read in the article, I think what Sean King said was, man, I raised over $120,000. I don't control the disbursement. I just raised the money, and it didn't come to me. I'm the head of whatever organization that he has put together. I think he created his own organization. From what I read in the article, it didn't seem like somebody had hired him, but it seemed like he created like this LLC nonprofit to go after this type of stuff. But what I looked at, and this is all judgment, I looked at Tamir Rice's mom in the picture that the New York Post used, and of course they be slanting us, but she's standing up there in a big fur mat.
She had a big fur mat.
Yeah, she had a big fur on, and I'm just like, you look like one of them money hungry people. Like,
hey, yo, you judging the black woman?
I already said I was judging. Look, we independent. I already said I was judging based on the look, and I don't know anything about her, but I was like, hold on, no. But this guy used his platform to bring recognition to your child's name, even if you didn't really get a dime. If this man had enough respect for you to say, okay, you got beef with me, let me call you and talk to you, and then later he posts, hey, look, I talked to this person to say, look, I straightened it out, and from the quotes that I saw, he seemed like he was apologetic, like, yeah, this was a misunderstanding, and now I know moving forward I need to stay a little bit closer to the parent. I'm just like, well, why are you tearing this black man down? Why are you holding a press conference?
Alleged black man.
Oh, yeah, right. She went in there. She called him. Yeah. What did she say? It was
a white man proposed
donut conversation and said you a white man pretending like you black or something like that. Like she really went in. And what I thought about after reading the article, looking at her, making my judgments was like, look, your life's still not good. You probably wish you had more money. And what I know is hurt people hurt people. You still hurting from your son. You probably still hurting from your situation. You probably still hurting that cop got off. And so you hurting people. Like you could go on with your life. And though Sean King is raising money and this and that, you can have a conversation with him, which it seemed like he tried to do, and figure out, all right, well, who should I talk to about getting this money because it was raised in my son's name? If it ain't you, point me in the right direction. Let's come up with some solutions. Let's not just tear people down, because the fact of the matter is you do have a platform. There's a lot of hoteps that listen to you, and you have this ability to raise money for civil rights causes. And I know there's going to be future deaths where you could be of some good to our community. But let's fix this to make sure you ain't no Al Sharpton. If you're Al Sharpton, I'm going to call you out. And it sounds like she's calling them out. But from what I got from Sean, and maybe he's a con man, from the article was like, yo, I tried to work it out because he ain't had to call you. Like, you slandering me, talking trash about me, I'm good. I'm going to go on about my business. Your son's name will never come out my mouth. I don't need your son to raise money because the cops is killing plenty of black folks. I could just be like Ben Crump them, and I could go from one to the next. It's so many out there. Like, really, lady, he got to use Tamir Rice to raise money.
So I'm gonna push back. You know, I'm gonna push back on you.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I'm push back on New York Post with her dress, right? So it's from the New York Post. So I should have sent you a better article. Yeah, but that was the first link that came up when I Googled it, when you was like, I don't know what you talk about, what he do now, basically.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the title in the thing. I'm pulling it up. Go ahead.
So the New York Post joint and her images and all that, like, that's set up for troll purposes. So it's the New York Post. So we gotta take a lot of what they say with a grain of salt. So I didn't know you wasn't going to look at no other article besides that one.
That was the only one because it was short notice, and I was like, all right, but I've heard this before. I've seen your post about, and I've seen other fellow hustlers post about Sean King and others and him being a fraud. Same thing with what's your boy name that was supposed to be running the school, but he a pimp, Dr. Umar Johnson. Yeah.
All right. So let me finish though. So that's the one thing. So we can't, the images, that's by design, right? So because the New York Post, and I'm pretty sure they probably had a conversation. Well, all that stuff got to go through editors before you even get posted, right? So that image and all that's by design, right? So the money situation, why I'm pushing back on you on that, because this is not the first time that he's been accused of this, and every time he is accused of this, he's always like, yo, I just raised the money, I don't got nothing to do with it. Or the last time he did it, he was like, yo, here's all the money, and yo, I didn't take any money. It's like, bro, like if you raise the money, right, and you're raising the money, just take it away from him. Say I'm raising money for People's Prep, right? That's I just sit on the board, right? Like you should, if you're putting your name on it, your brand, your stamp, you should know where that money is going, bro.
I don't know. Sometimes I'm gonna push back on that. If I'm fundraising, because I had this situation with the hustle, and we talked about this. I just wanted to show people what I was judging on. When I saw the picture, I was like, "Oh, you big Willie style up in this thing." Okay, we can stop sharing.
Yeah, that's dope. I ain't know we could do that. That's what's
yeah. You can share screen. But I did this with the hustle. And I had students coming to me like, yo, where the money? And we talked about this situation already. Like I gave it to the hustle, but then afterwards they was like, well, yeah, if they got a full scholarship or whatever, basically the money had went to Sally Mae. And I'm like, man, I did my job. I raised the money and brought it to the right people that I knew. Sometimes there's a lack of got from that, or if people read it, was that he had a lack of knowledge. He says, okay, now I'm gonna have to be a little bit closer to this thing. And to your point, which is fair, like, man, this ain't the first time people said that. But certain people have certain strengths. Either you good at raising money or you good at the admin part about tracing. And sometimes people are not good at both.
Most time requires
extra effort.
Yeah.
Right.
Most time people are not good at both.
Being the admin person or chasing down what happened to this money, that could take the joy from it. But if you like posting about stuff and trying to galvanize the people to raise money, like for me, that seems to be like that's his job. That's what he's good at, not tracing the money. So what he has to do is surround himself with people who have strengths in the areas which he's weak. Say I'm weak in that. Like, yo, I'm just good at getting on this social media and posting stuff to raise money and bring awareness to things. Hey, stop, because I'm judging every time I see the picture, man. I know people like that. Hurt people. All right. So that's my take on Shaun King. I'm not defending him, so I'm taking my Hotep crown off, but I'm talking about human nature. And the human nature part of that I see is hurt people. Sometimes, as Vonnie put, when you're trying to get money, it may sway your intentions. And then also, I know that certain people are good at certain things and they're not good at other things. That's why me and you got wives, brother. We got strengths. We could talk it all day, but somebody got to walk it behind the scenes and help us as well.
Yeah, my pushback is
my internet bill probably wouldn't be paid.
Yo, your cricket joint, you echoing that cricket joint definitely cooking up, yo. You need yo, please hold on. This is a great segment right here. Let's get that money. Get this man. Please donate so this man can get him a better internet service, yo. Cause you going in and out, bro.
Help the no, that's them airplanes, bro. When they go over, I know the technology now, so I'm not crazy. Like they jam your internet for a little bit. So that's what it is.
Okay.
Because my internet is not Cricket Wireless, Jesse. That's my phone. I got the top business fiber optics at my home because all I do is work from home.
Got you. Oh, you stunned. Look at you stunned. Y'all got the top fiber optics.
Yeah, that's business.
You got the business fiber.
Yes, brother. Don't play me.
So
we got the NBA.
Oh, not so one thing about Shaun King. We gotta be provocative, right? So we get some viewership, so people get shorten our clips out and take them out and soundbite us to death. That or that could be a good thing. Yo, you think he black?
I think he is black. I think most people, Hotep, man, we are black on the inside, whether we realize it or not. and a lot of us just don't want to be black, including some of us with a whole bunch of melanin in our skin. That's the problem. Like, that's why critical race theory is so important. Like, let's keep it a buck.
Nah, you tap danced around that though. Is he black as we know it?
As we know it, I think he is black as we know it.
Okay. I don't know, bro.
Look at you don't know.
The only reason I'm gonna say I don't know, I'm leaning on that he's not, is because the joke has been going on for a long time, right? And he clearly he's been raised around black people and black culture, right? So we know how to snipe, we know how to play the Joneses and all that, whatever y'all call it, snap, crack, whatever y'all call it, and wherever you at, right? And the reason why I'm gonna say I'm leaning that he's not black is because people have been getting at him so far. So, and I'm 100% positive he ain't ignored all of this, right? About him not being black. That I believe he took ancestry.com because he was on some like, I'm about to show these Jessies I'm black. He took the ancestry.com and that joint came back was like, you are not the father.
Well, how many people do the ancestry.com and it's all European, man? I don't know if that's even possible, bro.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's all European, but what I am saying is that he don't got the percentages that he thought he had. That's why he's not putting it up there. Yo.
Well, maybe I know you the king troll, man. Maybe you need to challenge that brother. Hit him up on his page. I'm done. Look, I don't even want to talk about the Jesse because it ain't got much to do with me. But we're gonna entertain this conversation, like you said, for the viewership and all of that. Elizabeth Warren in these streets. Who knows? But if he's done any amount of positivity for our people, I think a person would be hard pressed to say that he hasn't done anything positive, because he's brought, the fact that we all know his name means he's brought attention to not only himself, which so I'm
gonna challenge you because you be giving people passes, bro. So what about Rachel Dolezal then? She's definitely done. She was like the head of the NAACP chapter.
Hey man, I didn't stand with the people there. You know who started HBCUs? White people. Sometimes you got to use the Huckabees. There are good. Let me be clear, and I'm putting on my Hotep crown. There are good Huckabees out there with good souls, good spirits. They good peoples. They was raised right. Sometimes they was raised in our environment and they got empathy because they saw how we was treated. But nonetheless, it's some people out there that could be our allies. When you get somebody like Rachel, and I sent you this message because I'm gonna go on a tangent. When you got somebody like Rachel that's trying to do something positive for us, whether they black or white, we missing the point. Like, long as they doing good, because guess what? It's some Jessies out there that don't mean us nothing but harm. P. Diddy, some of them other Jessies that are just
hold up, bro. Hold up, yo. Why you say P. Diddy and look at the camera like that, son?
Not you, but I'm just saying that's a name that we know. Like, we know it's people in our community that ain't doing no good for us. That's only all about
P. Diddy.
Themselves.
Yo, P. Diddy been doing his thing, yo. You can't.
Yeah, he's a hustle. He's a HU person. Maybe that was a bad idea, but to some extent, the bad outweigh the good. From what I see, like, you've been robbing people, but maybe he wasn't a good example. I take that back. I'm humble enough.
Yeah, P. Diddy, one of my favorite.
We need you to sponsor. Come on, get on this. I take my words back. You was just the first one that popped up because I saw an article.
Yeah, hey, P. Diddy, if you watching this, that's the bishop. I ain't had nothing to do with that comment. You can still hit my Cash App.
Yeah, you can hit my Cash App too, brother. Look, but we know it's some people out there that are clearly black that don't mean our people no good. They will exploit us just for their own profit. If you got Huckabees that are trying to help, that's all about the cause, why are we gonna stop them? To me, stopping Rachel, you just check her. Like, you ain't black, own that, but we appreciate what you're doing and you can continue in the role. For us to kick that out is crazy to me. Which, can I do a slow transition, Deacon? And then I'm gonna hit the Cash App.
Yeah, dude.
Women, my sisters, listen closely. I recently got put on to the Black Lady Sketch Show. on HBO Max. That is a great show. I've been laughing at night all week. It has helped me de-stress. Nothing But Black Sisters is ratchet. It got, I think Issa Rae is a executive producer. And I kept telling my wife, why I ain't never heard of this? Why ain't Sisters pushing this? It's basically like a Sisters in Living Color or Dave Chappelle. Bunch of sketches, really good. One of the sketches, DeTravius, why I want you to watch it, is they got the yellowest sister on there, who is basically like she pro-black. She like Umar Johnson. Her skits are hilarious. She got her own. She don't have a doctorate, but she named herself a doctor and got this long pro. Go watch it. You and the wife are gonna crack up. But I'm amazed that I've never heard of this show. I'm like, why ain't Sisters pushing this? This all about sisters by sisters. Yeah, it got some ratchetness to it, but I'm like, that's what I mean by we got to support one another. Like, I'm actually disappointed because I think it's good. I'm sitting there laughing. My wife don't think it's that funny, but I'm sitting there cracking up at like every sketch. Like,
what's the name of the show? I never heard of it. What's the name of it?
Listen at the title, The Black Lady Sketch Show. Why that ain't been?
I never even
no idea.
Hey, I was today this second year old before I even heard that. Y'all never even knew.
Listen,
that show
and
existed.
The only way I stumbled across it was because I saw a video that they did where they was like the Marys of the Mary Magdalene, Mary the mother of Jesus, all of that from the Bible, and it was the Last Supper, and they was sat at the little kids table, and they went in. I posted it on my wall. It was hilarious though. But I'm like, why?
It's on Netflix?
No, it's on HBO Max.
HBO Max.
Okay. Yeah, you gotta hit.
Yo, you know what?
Hit that Cash App up so my brother could get HBO Max and stop stealing somebody else's Netflix. Y'all help us out, because he got to be able to talk about the content. That Jesse ain't gonna watch it. I know from that response right there, he not finna pay for HBO Max. Somebody send him $16 so he could get it this month and binge watch it. The Black Lady Sketch Show. Like, I'm disappointed in people, my sisters particularly, because that should have been pushed. It's all sisters and it's good and it's relevant content. I'm gonna put a link in the thing, but I forgot where I went with that.
Yeah, I never heard. But it's interesting. You know what? We don't got, obviously we ain't gonna tap into it today, but we should talk about like what makes something goes versus it doesn't go, because I never heard of the show.
And it's funny you say that. Let me reach over. Dang, I'm crippled with one hand, but I just got the book. It's on our reading list too. Contagious. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle. Rest in peace. That's on his reading list. That's what made him make he made a CD, a mixtape, and charged like $1,000, either $100 or $100.
It was $100. The marathon. That was it. That was the one that got me on. Hold it, because we gotta get there first. Okay. Go ahead. But we gonna talk about that. Yeah, it's interesting because like I said, I never even heard of that show until I think I might have read a headline. Issa Rae involved with that, right? Or no?
Yeah, that's why I'm like, yo, if we don't push it and support it, they don't get another season. And I'm just like, this is good. Dare I say, and we can come on and disagree next week, because my wife even disagreed with me. I was like, this is the Black woman's Dave Chappelle show.
Okay. Your wife don't think it's funny though.
Enough. That's high praise to put something with the Dave Chappelle show. But I was just impressed with the skits. Like, yo, this is funny.
So your wife disagreed with you though. She said it's trash. She said it's garbage.
No, she didn't say it was garbage. She was like, like you often tell me, you're going a little too far now, Sean King. What else we got? My Bucks.
Yo, yeah, the NBA, man. We started with that, but we ain't finished with it. I was gonna man, I was really hoping that Trae Young pulled it together, because I was really gonna go hard on you, man. And then the dark skinned Greek dude.
I got it.
That could be a double entendre right there. The dark skinned Greek dude came through, and he came through and did his thing, yo. What music you got playing in the background? You don't want to get us kicked off, yo.
Sorry. Don't mind me. I'm gonna be in the building. Game 3 in Atlanta in the all-black Milwaukee Bucks jersey, talking trash. You might see me on the camera. I'm a little close. I'm gonna go ahead and take off the humility cloak for a minute. We in there. All them Atlanta Hawks fans was talking trash. I'm like, okay, that's good. Y'all got one. Y'all stole it. Good job.
Yo, that's mad funny, yo. I hope Trey, like I said, man. Oh, Kim said you call folks yellow. I hope the yellow dude get y'all some buckets, man, and pull this out. Cause I got them going to the finals. I still sticking with my prediction. I got the Suns gonna win it all in 6. But I got them facing the Hawks, man. And I think the Hawks
either way, it's a win-win for me. If Milwaukee
you in Atlanta,
go, I'm win. If Atlanta go, I'm in the finals. I'm winning. But to be honest, and it's messed up, but I think it comes down to one Huckabee. And I think Atlanta, they got the better coach. That Huckabee coach, that Milwaukee got the personnel, but they ain't got the coach. And he's stubborn too. I mean, anybody who watching basketball know the moves that need to be made to just shut Atlanta down. I mean, it's not even that hard, but I like Trae Young too. I like him.
Yeah, I think swag. Yeah, he got the swag. I like an arrogant. I like an arrogant too. Yeah, when he did that shimmy, yo, I like an arrogant. yo,
we back.
Hey, yo, you gotta get you probably got that stand from the dollar store or something, yo.
It ain't even a stand, man. It's my shoebox. I'm humble like that. But look, for the audience, what I told you, give me to the end of July. The office / closet finna be bomb.com.
Yo, send this man some money so you got your computer on a sneaker box, yo.
Look, maybe I need to go ahead and show the closet. Then they'll really feel bad and send the cash app. My closet fell down, my viewership. I had too many Bill Gates Jordans up on my shelves. It just fell one day, like dang. So now I got to get the closet.
We need to have a building fund for real. We need a building fund for you, yo.
Hit the cash app. BIngham. Help a brother out.
This Joker got his computer on a sneaker box. Yo, all right, man.
Hey, I'm being authentic, y'all. But I do got a microphone now.
You do.
Go ahead, give it to me, Deacon. Go ahead, so you can help me raise the money. Nigga.
Hey, hold up. All right, so we gotta talk about Derek Chauvin. How you pronounce his last name? Chauvin or Chauvin? How you pronounce it? I'm not even saying it.
I don't know. The Chauvin verdict.
Chauvin verdict.
It wasn't enough. It's something. Who was it? I saw something on Instagram this morning. Briefly going. Oh, it was Tina Knowles. Beyonce's mother was like, I got a nephew or somebody who got 20 years for 2 grams of weed. I'm with her. I like, yo, 25 years is something. Okay, we happy. Y'all didn't let the Jesse offer get a new trial or declare a mistrial. But man, that's a low standard, white America. Like, man, this man murdered somebody. Like, he's going to be out and able to be walking around and living a good life, just like the woman who
So how much time he got to do? I haven't been following the case at all.
I think it's like 15 years or something like that. But it's just like the lady who falsely accused Emmett Till and set that off. How you still around living your best life? And we know you lied now, and nobody's gonna do anything about it. Like
this is gonna be my hot take, yo.
Go ahead.
I don't even think it's a hot take, honestly. It's just my opinion. Sometimes my opinions are hot, sometimes they're not. Because police officers have that higher standard of care, whenever they do something wrong, they got to be punished worse, yo. Period.
I agree.
And there needs to be some outside they should be. Matter of fact, let me reach out to Rizzy and Paul. Paul got the bat phone to Obama. I don't know if this is going to happen. Like, they need to be prosecuted on the federal level. One, And they need to be facing more time and more penalties because they have the standard of care. Like I can't punch a police officer. If I punch a police officer, they throwing me under the jail. So a police officer shouldn't be able to punch me. We ain't even going all the way as far as like killing. We just saying like, yo, if I smack a police officer, they put me under the jail. If a police officer smack me for the wrong reasons, nothing happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that can't be the case.
I agree. Just like a judge that get caught doing something wrong, like, yeah, you got to punish them. You got to punish them worse. I agree. So 22 and a half years. Yeah. Okay. I guess we should show some gratefulness that he actually was prosecuted and sentenced. But it's like, man, what kind of low standard is that? Nah, we not.
Yeah, it's funny because we talked about this on the podcast and we talk about this on the behind the scenes, and it's like I hate when we attach ourselves to the bare minimum, right? Or the worst that a person do. Like, so like, for example, like when we went on R. Kelly before, it was like, yo, they ain't putting their people together. Like, yo, we can't stoop to their level just because they doing it on even, you know what I'm saying? Don't mean we need to do that. That's just like a low standard, low frequency thing. And this is like, yo, like, I don't know, man. Like I said, I haven't been following the case at all. I never seen the video. Don't plan on seeing the video. It's an unfortunate situation, but my hot take, I don't even know if it's hot, is that these police officers and anybody in law enforcement, they got to get more time, man. If you're doing something wrong, you got to get more time. I don't care if it's smacking somebody or obviously all the way murdering somebody. Like, y'all got to get more time, man. It's because that's the only way the only way you're going to get people to stop these things is prosecuting them and taking away their money, man. That's the only way you're going
to. And I think, they got an incentive to do this because they could raise more money from the racist community. They've shown that with George Zimmerman. The crazy thing is, I think it was an officer. He's like Ethiopian American that shot a white lady by mistake in a dark alley. She came to this thing and reached in the police car or banged on the police car. He just banged her, not knowing. It wasn't intentional, no racism stuff. But I think they gave him like 25 years. He was a cop. So then you turn around and get somebody caught on tape maliciously, 22 and a half. You still sending the wrong message, America. Like, we see you. This ain't going to pacify us. It may just keep us cool for the next 5 to 10 years where we don't tear this sucker up or try a January 6th Capitol insurrection. But as Jeremiah Wright said, yo rooster's coming home to roost at some point. Tupac put it another way too. I forget how he put it, but you gonna reap what you sow. And I think that's what they scared of with this critical race theory. Because when you realize what they've done and how they've manipulated us, even poor whites, man, when we all come together, it's like y'all in trouble. You should be scared because y'all some savages. The more Netflix kind of puts out these shows like 13th, the 14th Amendment, where we learn how they've used the law over time to just do us dirty, do all minorities dirty. It's like, man, y'all shady. Why should we respect y'all law? Really? Why should we even respect the Supreme Court? Why should we respect anything over here? We may have us an Egyptian spring in like 5 years if they don't get it together. The fact that y'all could give us Juneteenth, but you can't take away that police immunity after all you've seen, all of the evidence. Like, nah, man, we're not going to go for that for too long. But we talked about this last week. They keep us entertained like in the movie The Gladiator. We the mob, and they got to keep the mob entertained. So they keep us fighting each other and all of that stuff. That kind of go to the Sean King thing too.
Yeah.
But what's our next topic? I know
so we jumping into critical race theory. I think this is actually, I didn't think about it until just now. I think this is actually good bridge, good segue into the book review, man. So what book did we read? This was your choice, brother. What book was it?
Hold on, I got to get you the exact
official title.
Yeah, because I was reading it last week. The Marathon Don't Stop. The Marathon Don't Stop. The Life and Times of Nipsey Hussle. Very good book.
Yeah. And I was telling you, I said we're going to save it for the record. So because it's your book, how you want to do it? You want to get your take and how you want to do it?
It's about Nipsey Hussle and his struggle. the marathon continues. Why he was a young man. I think most people may recognize that now if you've done any research on him. He was basically preaching what we're trying to preach. Group economics, investing where you are at instead of taking your money out of your community, and just trying to positively impact people. And what happened? Jesse, hating Jesse, took him out. So that's the quick summary. But I want to hear more about your take. I think this is more important to the people.
So I got so full transparency, I have 2 hours and 23 minutes left of the book, but the joint was 12 hours. And so the reason I did not, so let me give you my overall summary, because I already know how this joint ends, right? But I'm still gonna finish it. So this is the first book that I read that's a biography. I mean, that I listened to that's a biography. And I'm usually, I think I told you before. Well, I definitely told you before. We had the call. I was like, let's save it for the record. Like, I'm more of a fan of autobiographies because I like to read the author's words more so than I'm a fan of biographies. But this book has made me rethink some things about the way what I read and what I listen to. And the reason I say this because this is Rob Kenner is the writer, but this is the second best biography that I ever think I had my hands on. So for folks that don't know, there's a difference between autobiography and there's a difference between a biography. So and the reason why the first the best biography that I've read or read, this is the first one I listened to. So I'm just gonna say use that interchangeably, right? Because I'm just gonna say I read this one, right? The best biography that I've read was Manny Marable's Malcolm X: The Reinvention, and this is the second best. And what I was telling you, I think the most important thing that I like about the book, well, I didn't tell you this. I said, let's say before the record, I like that that people of the culture they're telling our stories. Like, so I don't know who Rob Kenner is, but I saw his little biography. He's like been involved in the culture for years, and he's telling the story, and I think it's all authentic. I think he really was a fan, and the reason why it took me so long to finish it, because I haven't finished it yet, is because he was referencing music, and I was just going back like, oh, I missed that song. Let me go listen to this music, and let me go listen to that album. So I've been Nipsey Hussle deep for the last week, just going back, listening to his interviews, watching his interviews, listening to some music that I may have missed, or just revisiting some music that that has a different context now that I know what was going on while he was making the music. And I have an idea for you and anybody that's doing books, like these type of books. Like, yo, just put the audio in the book. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure you got to get some type of permission from the record labels, but I'm also sure it makes them money too, because that will count as a stream. Like, just put the song as a background, because this is a book where you can have the music in the background. It's not going to take while somebody's reading over the music. You know what I'm saying? Like, just
hold that, brother. Hold that. Just hold that idea. Ninjas. That's a good idea right there. Make it a whole experience, and
just make it a whole experience, because for me, it's like I said, it's a great listen. But for me, I had to stop, and because I'm never going to claim I was a day one Nipsey fan. I'm never going to do that, because like I try to be as authentic as possible, and I try not to lie. Like, I'm never going to say I was a day one fan. So I didn't know all that stuff existed. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of that stuff, like, I never really went back to like his first mixtape. You know what I'm saying? I never did that. And for me, like, if that was just like the background make it a whole experience. Don't just have it as a reading book. I think
told you to hold that, brother. We got it. Hold that. That look, your boy, your co-host may be the first one to do that. Hold that. That's a great suggestion. But talking about Nipsey though, and I agree with you. What was good was they talked to people in the community, and they, people that he was surrounded by, and industry leaders, and they give their opinion on the record of this man. And clearly, from the different interviews, you recognize the impact that he had, how far ahead of his time he was, and how positive he was. Just the man was nothing but positivity. Even the dude that killed him, he was trying to pull his coattail, as we say in the game. Like, look, man, they got papers out on you. People saying you a snitch. You might want to handle that. And this dude comes back and kills him. I'm not gonna say I was a day one Nipsey Hussle fan either. Let's keep it a buck. I didn't know I knew who he was because of Lauren London, but I ain't listened to his music till somebody played Real Big for me from the last Victory Lap. And from that point on, that song just resonated with me because he talks about, even when we was little, I used to sit and look at the stars and dream about knowing I'm gonna make it real big one day. And I was like, ooh, that hit. And so shout out to G.O.A.T. Every time I go to California, G.O.A.T. playing the mixtapes. G.O.A.T. done put me, I got a whole Nipsey Hussle playlist. He done put me on all his old music. And what I realized is, hey man, you had this mindset from the start. He was more than just a rapper. He was an investor. He was like a positivity coach. He bought the block where he used to hustle at. And he worked with his family. You know, the more you learn about him, it's like, oh, you was a real solid dude. And I think we've talked about this before, you and I, on record and off record. They don't make them like they used to. We came up in the generation where your word was your bond. If you said you was gonna do it, you was gonna do it. Now people will tell you anything, man, and don't have no problem, making excuses. At the hustle, we learned to minor in excuses and major in success and excellence. And I think Nipsey kind of lived by that motto too. And that was what was so great to hear about and read about his story. But the other thing is, shout out to Wamey, Pastor IU. And Nipsey he didn't have no clean record. He told in the book, it talks about, look, he got jumped into the gang late. But he was intelligent. That was one thing that everybody said about him. Like, this man wanted to learn. He wanted to read. He taught himself how to make books. He or not books, but how to make beats. Yeah. He taught himself how to build a computer. Like, going back to what you said, he used his time, his 24 hours.
Yeah, 24. And so this is like the applied knowledge part. So I think the certain things I took from it was like, be conscious of your 24, just to jump off. I didn't write that down, but be conscious of your 24, because they make references to the book that he was always aware that, quote unquote, his time was running out. And be conscious of your 24. We all got the same 24. So 360 conversation. We all got the same 24. What are you doing with your 24 hours? I also think, like, obviously the marathon is a thing, right? So the marathon of life is like, it's going to be a time and season for everything. You just got to keep going. He also put your money where your mouth is. Like he said, he's about community investment, reinvestment, reinvestment. And that's what he did. And those are what that's 3 or 4 things I just laid out that I think that we should all take from this book and apply it in our everyday life. What you got?
I got from that, bring your people with you.
So pause for the second. That's why LeBron is my guy, man. But go ahead. Part of the reason why he's my guy. Go ahead.
Like LeBron, bring your people with you. Sometimes everybody ain't gonna see the vision. And I think I saw on Instagram, I agree with this. Your calling, whatever your calling was not a conference call. God got that purpose and message for you. But sometimes you can help other people find their calling as well as you go along your journey. And I think that's kind of what we doing here. Like, hey man, this ain't my calling. DeTravius, I really do think, and we've talked about this, this is your calling, man. This is what you do. You know how to what's the word? It's just provocative. I forget what song that was.
Jesse's in Paris. Jesse's in Paris.
It's provocative. You've always been good at that, and I want to encourage you. And if encouraging you by coming every Saturday and doing this with you is going to encourage you, because you're going to hit where you get. You're going to fulfill your purpose. I'm going to fulfill my purpose as well. I'm down with it. That's an investment of time that I see. It's a investment in my brother. and I want to see my brother do well. So what I took from that is sometimes bring your people with you, because Nipsey had his vision, but he had to bring other people, some of the people that he rapped with when they was ready to give up and all of that stuff. He had to bring them along with him. So that's one. You got to bring your community up. And again, as you said, that's why LeBron James is our guy. Because I've been in a situation where I'm winning, but I'm alone. I'm good being alone, but it'd be like, man, if only my peoples was here with me to see this. I don't want to just go back and tell the story. We talked about this.
Yeah, I remember one time I had to get on you though, behind the scenes. He was like, yo.
Go ahead, tell it.
He was like, you had hit me up for the book, and you had an elevator pitch. So I didn't take it personal. He was like, yo, I always give someone, so I need jokers to give back to me. It's something you wrote, however you worded it. And I said the joke like, yo, bro, I'm always supporting you. Cause you was mad aggressive with it. Like, nah, I done give out, basically like I done give out $1 million. Y'all could give me $1 back.
That do sound like something I might have written. I don't remember it, but
it was that was the gist of it. And I was like, I had to call you like, yo, bro, I always be what you talking about. You was like, oh, nah, I know that's not you, whatever. I was like, blah. But what's crazy, and I'm gonna let you go with your thing, is that this live joint started off as, because I'm still doing the podcast. I got one scheduled for today. But it started off by like, yo, just come on and talk about your book. You know what I'm saying? And then now it's an everyday Saturday thing, which is a beautiful thing.
Brothers helping brothers.
Yeah.
You was gonna give me a platform to talk about my book. And see, that's what I'm saying. We gotta bring each other up. Like so that's
go ahead. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's good. That was a good side note, because sometimes when you used to being a giver, and you just got to realize some people just going to be takers. Everybody ain't going to pay it forward, and you could try to do your best to weed it out. But kind of like that conversation we had about Sean King, you may be good at giving, but your strength may not be weeding people out. And if you try to focus on that weakness of weeding people out, it takes away from your strength. We're going to have another book, Putting Your Strengths to Work, by Marcus Buckingham, that we have to talk about, that kind of deals with that too. So that was point one. Bring your people with you. Point two is, man, I think they said it at his funeral, the game going to test you, never fold. Stay 10 toes down. And you know what I got from that story is, look, he was smart. He was different. He grew up in the hood, but he never folded. Sometimes you're going to have to adapt, but he never folded, and he stayed independent. There was plenty of pressure. I didn't know he was big like that, his mixtapes, but people was trying to push him towards record labels, and he like, nah, I'm not going to do that. Sometimes you got to take the long road and recognize that it's a marathon, and not just be sprinting. And not realizing it's going to be some times where your legs want to give out on you, but you just may have to walk that little bit and keep going. It reminds me of, if you got an old school grandma, everybody had this painting, the footprints in the sand in the bathroom. You know, you look in the sand during your life and you ask God, hey man, it's only one pair of footprints. And God like, yeah, that's when I was carrying you, Jesse. So just, you know, it's going to be some times when things you got to lean on God. You always got to lean on God. With the good deacon and bishop know that, but everybody may not know that, but you can't give up. That's two. And then the third one was, and that's why I got the book Contagious, the audacity. You got to know your value. When dude put out $100 mixtapes, you know, people was clowning them. They was definitely trying to clown him. He talks about that. And you just got to know your value. If you put out something good, then go get your value. And that's how he kind of, in the story, it talks about it. That's how he kind of got the buzz, because people like, who is this? $100 mixtape? What is this? But he got the idea from this book, because this book.
But let's do that for next week. Let's do that one for next week.
Okay, the book talks about, in the beginning, Barclay.
Nah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna save it for next week. Save it for next week.
No, but this goes to Nipsey.
Okay,
talks about Barclay's steakhouse in Philly. I've never been there, but it talked about how when they started, they made $100 cheesesteak. And he says a cheesesteak costs $4. You could get it anywhere. But just that free publicity, that's what made it contagious. And so I'm going to use some of them principles. I may make $1,000 pimp shirt, but because I care about the quality, it ain't just going to be no Hanes t-shirt. I may have to go get a marathon like he did with his t-shirts with the brand on the bottom. I may have to get some kind of tag, but I'll charge you $1,000. It's going to be a prestige thing. If you're really helping your people, and PIMP stand for positively influencing my people, let's go.
I'm just going to hop in, and then we're going to read the questions and end it with the prayer joint.
Yep.
But I also like the fact that they talked about him being independent for so long, but he also had a strategic partnership. And I when I get clients or whatever, and people talk to me like, because there's a lot of I call it LLC Twitter. It's like sometimes I always say this. I was going to state it here. Like sometimes you don't have the skill set to exploit your talents the way it needs to be exploited. So that's when strategic partnerships come in. Like I always say, 100% enough, 10% of something is better than 100% of nothing. So you can have a joke and be like, yo, I own all my music, but Jesse, do you know how to exploit it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like having 100% ownership, like there is power in ownership, but there's also power in strategic partnerships. And he talked about that in the book too. Like he was holding out for the right strategic partner, you know what I'm saying, which would end up being Atlantic. And I think that for like a long-term vision wise, like, yo, we got to own things, but we also got to recognize when we are at our limits and when a partnership makes sense. Not saying that you got to give up ownership, you know what I'm saying? But when a partnership makes sense. But yeah, man, so we're going to do LLC Twitter was going around, people giving all this crazy advice on LLCs and business and all that. I'm like, man, they're gonna get people jammed up, man. It's gonna be a lot of people getting jammed up in the years that's coming. I think I talked about this with the PPP loans. It's like, yo, y'all jokers out here think y'all just got 100,000 from the government. First of all, let me just re-rant for 5 minutes, yo.
Go ahead.
Y'all got 100,000. Just say 100,000. Keep numbers simple, right? Y'all got 100,000 money directly from the federal government, lying on your application, and you out here doing on Snapchat, IG, Facebook, flossing, doing what? Y'all don't think y'all gonna get caught? Like, yo, first of all, you lied to the federal government. You don't think they don't know that you don't have a business? They the federal government. They got all your information. If you don't believe me, go get your IRS. It's called it's basically like your IRS summary, basically. And to see what's everything that's on your file. They have everything on you. Well, all the money that you get that's in your social security number, they got it. And if you think that you're not going to get caught and go to jail, so this is a business opportunity for a lawyer out there. Yo, start thinking about this practice of defending these jokers that's about to go to jail for them PPP loans. Yo, because it's gonna be a lot of them, man. They already tracking it. Like it's already a track about people that's getting caught up with these scams. It's some firm is tracking, like, I guess they catching the big fish now. I don't know how small they're going to go with who they're going to go after, but it's a firm that's out there that's tracking who has gotten caught and who they're prosecuting right now, based on the PPP loan scams, man.
They coming for you, basically.
Yeah, they coming from you. Like, you're not going to get $100,000 directly from the federal government. You got $100,000 directly from the feds, and you thinking you off the grid and you just gonna be living your best life whether you vaxxed or not. That ain't happening, bro. It's just a matter of time.
What questions we got? I don't see.
So do y'all have any questions? Deneen, what's going on, Deneen? I love that strategic partnerships. Yeah, I love strategic partnerships. That's Deneen is the homie. What's going on, Deneen? I haven't seen her in Shondell Fuller, I gave you the shout out for sending that cash app.
Oh, Shondell, you ain't hit me up. You only hitting family.
That's my sister, man.
You only hitting family. I'm your brother in Christ.
Yo, please hit that man up so he could get his computer fell. He got a shoebox. His computer on the shoebox.
One day this green screen
you make bro. You making too much money. Yo, you can invest in the desk, yo. You got it on the desk?
Yeah, I got a desk, Jesse.
Oh, you
I bumped the desk because I got this hand that I bumped the.
But your computer, the computer is sitting on a shoebox though, right?
Yeah.
Let me give
you a quick tip about this. Somebody gave me because I do a bunch of panels. It's best to bring your computer where that little dot that you have to look at with your camera is eye level. So then you're not looking down, but you're looking straight, and it's natural. Yeah, I'm gonna be all right. Just give me to the end of July. Watch what happens. Come on through, sister in Christ. The King Bingham. What is it? $, the King Bingham.
The King Bingham. What I'm about to say. So
what questions y'all got? Put some questions in the chat. We're gonna deal with them.
Deneen said she love what we doing. I thank you, Deneen, for tuning in.
Yep. What about the folks who buy your merchandise instead of cash? Oh, okay, that's different. Yeah. That's a way of support and hitting like and share. Like we talked about this last week. He called me a Jesse, but this Jesse done ran the numbers up to like 2,000. Like we doing good on this little web series or whatever we gonna call it. She got me on the first. It's right there. I don't have to send you nothing, Shonda. Or you could go get you a pimp t-shirt. Go and get you a pimp t-shirt. You positively influencing your people. I can't even show it because my green screen. We gonna get right. See me at the end of July. I'm gonna have my whole. Ooh.
Oh, she said, yo. So Kimberly says, why do you think it's okay to call folks yellow?
Who was that? I don't use yellow.
You said that. You said a yellowish girl on that comedy show. See you're conditioned.
Yeah. The light skinned person. Oh, she is hilarious. Her name is Robin Thede. She's my favorite character. So she the lightest skinned one, if that's even a word. But she plays the Hotep. She plays my role. Like she is all the way Hotep though. Like it's so hilarious. That's why I'm like, yo, why I ain't heard of this? Like, yeah, y'all. That show, the Black Lady sketch show on HBO Max. Go check that out, and then y'all come back in the comments next week and let's talk.
Yeah, so we're gonna review. We're gonna do I'm gonna check that out. So somebody send me that money so I get HBO Max for a month.
Yeah.
Where your towel? I need my own towel. Yeah.
Help this brother out. Help him come out of poverty. You know, let him have the abundance of HBO Max Plus subscription so he could stop his iniquity and stealing Netflix with somebody else's password.
Yeah, so we got let me see what else we got. We got you can use mine. Vicky Bingham. That's Mama Bingham.
Hold on, that's my mom's. Now she asking me for mine. She ain't even got it's only 5 of you. Just this guy could be on it.
See, using your HBO Max family joint.
Jesse's.
Yo, she gave it out somebody else's joint. I appreciate it, Mama Bingham. I'm gonna bless your kingdom. What else we got?
No questions.
So Deneen said she loved what we doing. I think I said that. Deneen, I like Deneen. Deneen, what's up? I ain't heard from you in a minute. We got I used to work with Deneen. She good peoples.
All right, be careful, Jesse. Don't be saying what you like too much. Exactly. I want sister, the head usher, Sister Williams, to usher you out the building.
Where DeMar at? Yeah, DeMar left. He must have left. DeMar.
Have fun. We missing our main 2 supporters. This a little bit early, but I got to take my son to a video game birthday party. I can't even play the video games with my hand, but I'm gonna be up in there Sunday.
Yeah, we got she said I have a new book. Yeah, we promoted your book, Mama Bingham.
You know I'm on it, moms. I told them for all your little bad nieces and nephews, go ahead and slide their mama that book. That's
put the what did that was the first comment? Oh, yeah, it is. I got it.
That's the first comment. But that's a polite way to say your kids need some training. You don't even have to say it. Say, oh, I thought about Lil John and I got him this book. Is Lil John reading yet? Probably not.
You know their name. You know their name ain't
Lil John.
You know their name ain't John though. Your condition been conditioned. Their name is Man. Get little
look.
Man.
Little JR, little Junior.
Get Man. Get Deontay. Get little
DeTravius.
Little DeTravius.
Little DJ. I'm sorry, y'all. We have fun. Shout out to Janine. Thank you for joining us. We be here usually on 2 o'clock every Saturday, y'all.
So you got my schedule messed up. Now I'll be at the office. I got Julio. I'm interviewing. We might go live with it. I'm gonna see how you feel about it.
Yeah, go live with all your other people, man. That cut out the middleman of having to do the work and upload it. Well, you didn't tell people your podcast, man.
Oh, the podcast is Redefine Print. The show. This is not a podcast, it's the show. We doing big things over there. New episode. I just reposted the episode. I forgot which one it was. But like I said, I have new episodes in the can. This is gonna go up there too. We're gonna cut it up a little bit. But I was telling the people last week, for people that's just joining this, like right now, I'm very conscious of. I've always been conscious of what I'm putting out there, but I'm being more intentional with it.
Jesse ain't care what he put out there. Listen, y'all. Somebody help DeTravius. Help us old men. Teddy Riley figure out how to put these on Instagram. I told him when he put them on Instagram TV, it's really gonna blow up. Cause I know I got a lot of people that follow me there that just lurkers. And lurkers like to watch stuff, so this is something that they could watch. But we got to figure out how to put it.
Oh, you could put the whole episode up on
Instagram.
So you know what? That's gonna be my homework assignment because Facebook owns IG, so it's probably super easy. Yeah,
that was your homework assignment last week.
So we got to.
We're gonna motivate one another.
Yeah, we got to do it, man. So all right, so we got we got 4 minutes left. So. I guess we could go up, take them out. Y'all got any more questions, any more comments? Let me put if you got a show idea, please text this number. This goes to a specific nice place where I can check everything up. And questions, any comments, suggestions, questions, updates, please text 347-644-2260.
And we got the platform, y'all. So if y'all want to form some strategic partnerships, let's apply some of this stuff.
Oh, our number's going up, so y'all better lock in while we at the lower end, because like Nipsey did, we're gonna run the price up on y'all. I promise you that. We ain't giving that out for charity, yo.
Yeah, so let's form some strategic partnerships. You got a skill or something? We got our Bitcoin person. How's our Bitcoin doing? Tell everybody what is it?
It's Cardano. The symbol is ADA. So Bitcoin, the whole market is down over the last month period. It's been a sell-off. Like there's some whales they call them whales, people that own, like I think they say like 5% of the Bitcoin owners is like 95% is like held in like 1% of the or 5% of the accounts of something crazy. But man, that's basically the stock market too. So it ain't nothing new. If you know the game. And basically like the whole market is down, but it's down in comparison to early this year. But if you've been in it for the last 5 years, you up thousands% on damn near everything. So don't be like Joel and don't
invest.
Yeah, Joel was loud and not supporting it on the back end, but was loud on Facebook. He was trolling for real. We gotta get him back on. Like, yo, bro, you was trolling for real. You wasn't being the Nipsey Hussle of the crypto space. You was talking all this crazy, talking about calling me a Negro pin and I'm blinded by society and the fiat currency, and you had no money in the game, yo. You just was talking for them.
Oh, look, yeah, they own it. All right, Vonnie, Vicky, ADA Bitcoin. Why my mama send me $2? Mom, I don't want your money. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to say this publicly. I wouldn't be who I am without you. You've already planted your seeds. Please keep your $2, Mom. Thank you. 88 Bitcoin is ours. Cardano. Y'all tell all your people, get in that one. That's the next big one. That's or cryptocurrency. We're so ignorant. We keep saying Bitcoin.
Yeah,
That's our
cryptocurrency,
y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
Yeah, so you gotta take them out in the prayer, yeah.
Oh, I already know. We ready. Shout out to all our new people. We appreciate y'all. Let's go. Heavenly Father, we just thank you for all that you do, all that you are. We thank you for all the prayers you've answered on behalf of us and our audience in the past, all of those that you're answering now, and all that those you will answer in the future. We just pray that you continue to share your wisdom with us, guide us into our purpose, protect us. In your son, Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. And go get that merch. So here's the go stop by charliebinghamjr.com. Go stop by gumroad.com/DBethea15. I got some ebooks up there for sale. Check out, read the fine print, the show. Please like, share,
subscribe.
And we'll see y'all on the next episode. All right, peace. Y'all have a good weekend. Go ahead, take us out.